Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, I literally woke up about 15 minutes ago. So, maybe 10 minutes ago, actually. It is 3:35 a.m. So it's gonna take me a moment here to wake up. And I was sleeping so well. I was trying to figure out how long I slept for. I went to bed, I think I laid down at like 10:30. So I slept for almost 5 hours. I slept for almost like a whole night. Well, 5 hours isn't really a whole night, but for me, some nights it is when I sleep like 6.5, 7 hours. Put on some lip balm. It's kind of chilly in here tonight. We didn't really do anything this evening. I'm trying to kind of just like use the food that we have at home. And Alex, he made a little bit of this mac and cheese. This was so funny because he like made one of these like small mac and cheeses. And I could tell he was still hungry. And I was like, are you still hungry? And he was like, yeah, kind of. I don't know. And I said, well, I was thinking about making some pizza rolls because I've had these like 2 big bags of pizza rolls in there. And the only pizza rolls I've made since I bought all of this stuff, you know, like a month ago, was 1 box. I bought like 5 boxes of cheese and then 2 bags I saw that they had like a week later. And that was like over a month ago. And they've been sitting in there. And then I got Alex like 2 bags of Supreme, but of course I don't eat those because I'm a vegetarian. So I said, I'm thinking about making some pizza rolls. Do you want some? And he was like, sure, I'll have some. And I said, he goes, well, I don't know how hungry I am. And I said, okay. And I said, well, how many do you want? Because I was like, it was like a bag of 50. So he goes, oh, I don't know, a dozen or so. I said, oh, just a dozen or so. And he started laughing. He goes, I don't know, 7. I go, well, that's a random number. And so he got laughing. So I made like 40 of them. And maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know how many I had. I just took like a paper bowl out because I bought these paper bowls and plates that we've been using sometimes. And Tanya got me started on that a while ago. Like she, you know, I mean, of course she has like, you know, nice dishes and stuff, but then she will use paper plates and paper bowls and stuff if it's just like, you know, she's just making a sandwich for lunch or whatever. And so I've done that sometimes, but anyway, I just put like made like a bowl of what do you call it? A bowl of pizza rolls. And then I sat there and we watched 2 episodes of Schitt's Creek. We watched 9 and 10 of Schitt's Creek on season 6. So I just have 11, 12, and 13 left. I think. I don't know how many episodes are. I think there's 13 plus the finale, which is like the final thing. And yeah, that's what we did tonight. And Alex played his game non-stop the entire night, from the moment like he got in the door from work until the end. And I asked him what it is because so many people were commenting and saying they thought it sounded like Animal Crossing. It's actually called Township. I asked him like 3 times and he was like, are you gonna remember if I tell you again? He started laughing. I go, is it called Town and Country? He goes, no. He goes, if I tell you, are you gonna remember? I said, well, people keep on guessing on my vlog, and so I want to make sure that I say the right thing. He said it's called Township. And I said, okay. So it's called Township. And I said, how did you find out about it? And he said, I saw it on Instagram. And I said, Instagram, like somebody was playing it? And he said, no. He said it was like an ad on Instagram. And then he goes, I just went and looked at it and I bought it. He's like obsessed with it. Like absolutely obsessed with it. So that was our highlight of the day, was 2 episodes of Schitt's Creek. It's weird having him not here at home during the day. It's really weird. I'll tell you what's weird is waking up with it just being me and the dogs again, you know, because speaking of that, lock the door so no no scary people can come and get me. Like, I wake up, you know, and the house is silent, whereas I would wake up before and he would be down in the kitchen cooking, or he'd be laying in bed next to me, you know, like playing a game or on Instagram or something like that. It's just real bizarre, you know? And I stayed up a little bit later last night, which I'm sure is going to happen again tonight, because I couldn't go back to sleep last night. I just couldn't fall asleep. And I ended up listening to my audiobook, which is that Origin. It's okay. It's about, they find this thing that they think is the devil, that they found in like Panama in the 1930s or something like that. And now it's in this underground secret government bunker. It's kind of a good adventure story, I guess. But anyway, I listened to that, and then I played Words with Friends last night. But I didn't listen to a ton of it. I watched, and then I watched an episode of Schitt's Creek. What else did I do? I did something else. I think I watched, was it last night? I swear to God, these days are just like floating into one another. I think I watched the Eileen Wuornos documentary. Like, one of them, I watched like a half of it. They're both on YouTube, which I didn't know. I don't know if I announced that on here, because we originally picked doing all these documentaries and stuff because of their availability, and they were both on Amazon Prime. And then I looked, and they weren't on Amazon Prime, and I was kind of stressed out about it, because I was like, okay, these documentaries are a big deal, a part of what we're doing for the month of Eileen Wuornos. And I was like, so then I happened to just look them up on YouTube, and they were both there. I was like, oh yes, thank God. So I'm real excited about that. And they're good quality too that are on there, unlike Overkill, the movie with Gene Smart. So what did I do today? I got up and I made coffee. And what else did I do? I think that's it. Oh, I know what I did today. I'm like, what did I do today? So I got up today and was just like doing stuff around the house, and I was gonna start videos, you know, at like, it was like 3:30. Yeah, it was like between 3 and 3:30, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start videos here in a second. And then I had written on my post-it note to call Expedia, because Expedia, who we booked our trip through for Las Vegas, and I was like, I've got to cancel this trip because we're supposed to leave next week, right? And you're supposed to wait till 10 days before the trip to cancel. So I was like, I'm gonna call them, and if I'm on hold, you know, like, I can just like set my stuff up in the background while I'm doing this. I have other things I can do. It can't take possibly more than a half an hour. 2 hours and 23 minutes later, I finally, after talking to 3 different people, had gotten the whole situation, and not even fully, like, I feel like I'm getting screwed, but whatever. I got the situation dealt with. I just couldn't believe it took me so long. I was so over it. So that was that. That took me 2 hours and 23 minutes. Another thing. We finally got our stimulus checks, which I feel like out of everybody that I know, we're like the last people that got ours. But we did. We finally got them. And so that was a good deal that came today. That was a good thing. But anyway, yeah, 2 hours and 23 minutes. And then I wanted to film like a rant video about it, because I was like, I'm gonna make a rant video about this, because I was kind of like looking, and I was like reading stuff that I was gonna make a video about, but by that point I was so heated that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a rant video, because I don't like care to sit down and do all this stuff today, and I like to talk about like beauty influencer stuff when I was like really fired up. And at that point I was really fired up, and Alex had come home at like the tail end of it, like probably 45 minutes before the tail end of it. And so I came out here to like I was gonna come out here to like film a video, you know. I literally just gotten off the phone, And my neighbors were sitting in the driveway, and it was like these neighbors and those neighbors, and they were sitting like probably 15 feet apart from each other, and they both had like a bucket of like beer, and I was like, oh god, they're gonna be there for a while. And I was like, hey, they were like, hey, you guys can come over if you want, blah blah blah, whatever. I've told them like 50 times I don't drink, but they're like, if you guys want to come over and sit out here with, I'm like, oh okay, thanks. And I told Alex, I said, you can go over there and sit if you want, but I have to make this rant video. And I said to them, when I was like coming inside, they know like I make videos, like the people around, like they know that I do videos, right? I don't really think they like grasp what I do. Like I know for a fact they have no clue what a vlog is, and that I sit in my car all night long and I vlog, because I've told them, like I'll be like, yeah, I'm like in my car really late at night vlogging and whatever, and they're like, oh okay. They're really nice, and they're not like, I mean, they're not like super old. I think they're like, they can't be any older than like 60. They're really nice. And the people across the street too. And they're both like early retired. And so today I was like, I'm gonna make a rant video because I just got off the phone with Expedia. And I'm thinking like this is making total sense to them, right? And they're just kind of looking at me like I'm crazy. And I was like, so if you hear me shouting from my car, don't mind me. And they're like, oh, like, okay. You know, like they just kind of looked at me with these blank stares. And I go, it's like a video that I just like, I kind of go off and, you know, get real upset about stuff. And again, like blank stares, you know. And so the woman that lives next to me, she was like, we just won't mind you if you're like doing your thing over there. And I said, okay. And then I was like real embarrassed, and I like was going to the mailbox. And so to see if like, what had come, and oh, we got our new masks today, our new cotton. Here we got 5 of these. Those aren't bad, do you think? Those are pretty nice. So those came today, and then we have the disposable ones inside. Those other ones that are supposed to come that I ordered still haven't come yet. Whatever, I'm so over that. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna call and cancel that order. I'm gonna like call the bank and just be like, I want to cancel this order because this is ridiculous at this point. Oh, what was that? So anyway, I came out here and I like pulled my car as close to like the garage as I could so I could do my rant out here with that. And you could still see him like out of the corner, like right here, you could see him. That's like the first time I've been really embarrassed to do a video in a long time. But they didn't seem like to notice or anything, so whatever. My neighbors are cool, they're very nice about it. Oh, and she was sitting on her patio, and so, not that she would have cared, but you want to talk about having an audience, you know what I mean? Like, and there I am yelling and screaming and ranting on the back patio while she's sitting next to me. So, so I did the rant video, and then I was gonna do a Peterisms video and a review video. I wasn't gonna do a booktube video today because it was like getting late by that point. And Alex was like, oh, that's what he was doing. He was like working on this proposal for something that he has to do and playing video games. He had like his computer open, he was sitting on the couch and he was going back and forth. The whole house was like completely silent. And he was like, do you mean to grab my stuff and go upstairs? I said, babe, I'm just gonna make videos right here. So if you wanna sit on the couch while I'm filming videos, like the Peterisms and stuff like that, I don't, like some videos that I make, like I don't have a problem with him like sitting right there. So, I mean, and you know, and this is gonna sound crazy because I was talking about this yesterday and I noticed that a couple people commented on it about like when they're filming their husbands and stuff at home, like in the background. Like if Alex is sitting right there where I can see him, like that doesn't bother me as much as knowing that he's like upstairs just kind of like on his phone listening to what I'm saying. I don't know why, like I know that's crazy, but so anyway, so I was gonna do that, but then I was trying to upload this video before I filmed the other stuff. So I started uploading this video, and then I went upstairs, and I was gonna do another As Seen on TV thing, but I've been wanting to do like showing my cologne collection. So I went upstairs and I filmed that for my, well, I shaved first, and then I filmed that for my review channel. And which people must completely care less about because it's getting like no views, so it's like must be a very boring video. And at that point I was kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna film anything else. Like, it just, everything seemed to be taking, like, you know when like some days you feel like you're walking through like, you know, quicksand? Today just felt like everything was taking me forever to do. Maybe it was the phone call, I don't know. Maybe it was like I felt like I wasted the day. But I had started to set up my like ring light and stuff to do my Peterson's video, and then I didn't. And I told Alex, I said, I think I'm just gonna film it outside. And this is why I was uploading my review video. And I said, because it was like nice, but it was also at that point, it was like, after everything that I had done and whatever, it was like 8 something. And I was like, I'm not filming any more videos today. It's late, they're not gonna get up till like 9 or 10. I said, this is ridiculous. So I said, I'm just gonna relax for the rest of the evening. So I like cleaned up and put everything away. And then I went into the kitchen and I was like, oh, I don't know, like, what I'm gonna have for dinner, and this was before I made the pizza rolls and stuff. And I, like, looked in the refrigerator. Oh, no. I said, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna call Tanya, and I'm gonna call, I hadn't made any phone calls for the day. So I was like, I'm gonna go call Tanya, and I'm gonna go call my sponsor, and I'm gonna go, you know, call a couple other people. And I opened the refrigerator to, like, take out a Diet Coke, and I had no Diet Coke. I completely forgot that I was, like, out of Diet Coke, right? And I was like, damn it. And I really didn't want to go to the gas station. So, but I did. So anyway, I drove up to the gas station up here, put on my mask and everything, and I like waited, and there was like nobody in the store, and I went inside and I got I think it's 15 Diet Cokes for, it was like $8.88 or something like that. It was a lot more than I paid at Costco, because at Costco you get 35 for like $10.50. It's real cheap, but I didn't want to go to Costco. So I did that, and I actually got a fountain Diet Pepsi, which was my first fountain pop that I have had. This is so funny, because somebody said, I guess you went to the gas station and got a fountain pop. I was like, how do they know? They said it on here. This was my, on the vlog, I'm sure they were just like, you know, guessing or whatever. But this was, or maybe because I said I was out of Diet Coke or whatever. This is the first fountain pop that I have had in like 6 weeks. Like, I mean, actual go to the store, like go to the gas station and get a fountain pop. It was like the first one I've had in like 6 weeks. And although, like, the action of going in and getting it was kind of cool, like, to actually get a fountain pop, I have to say, it isn't any different now in retrospect. I have to say, I almost kind of like this better. I know, isn't that crazy? So I got my Diet Cokes, and then I got out of there, and I came home, and I finished uploading my videos. And I called 5 people today, and not one person answered. I was so bitter. I was like, I am so tired of calling people every single day. And like checking in on people. When my phone like hardly ever rings. It doesn't hardly ever ring unless somebody's calling me back. So finally, I talked to my sponsor. We talked for like 45 minutes on the phone. She's constantly fixing stuff around her house. Tonight she was like hanging this light in her kitchen that she got online. She ordered it. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to like disconnect all this and turn off. I was like, I don't even know how you know that kind of stuff. But I did talk to her about pressure washing. I kind of like, sometimes when I talk about stuff, I forget that I've talked about it on here. Did I talk about pressure washing something? Because I must have talked about it on here, and because a bunch of people commented on where to get a pressure washer. So I think like what put it in my head was I had seen this thing that like Daniel Prada did, Joey Graceffa's boyfriend, where he was like power washing like this brick walkway, and then that like put it in my head that I needed to like power wash my back patio. I think that's like how the whole thought got in my head. But anyway, we need to power wash our back patio. It's gross. It's like got like green on it and stuff like that. So the other day when I was talking to my sponsor, she had said that she had power washed her whole back patio. She's got this gorgeous, she's like this attached gazebo to her house. It's like right off her kitchen, and but it's like outside, and then she's got this huge deck, and she's got like 4 areas, and she's always got like having sobriety parties out there. And she's got like a fire deck on her deck, and then she's got like a fire deck, like her gazebo is like where you can go and do like step work, and it's fantastic. And it's got like wicker furniture, and it's got like this big glass table. It's so cool. And then behind her house, she has like this path with like mulch that leads probably, I would say, like 30-50 feet behind her house. And she's got this fire pit with like 10 chairs, really comfy chairs sitting behind it, like an actual fire pit. And so she's always doing stuff. And so I said to her, she had told me one day that she was power washing her patio. And I said, and that she had power washed like all this kind of stuff. And I said, so today when I was talking to her, I said, do you think I could borrow your power washer? I said, I don't know where to get one. She goes, well, you can just get one at Home Depot, which like 3 people told me. She goes, they're not expensive. She said, but yeah, I'll loan it to you. She's like, it's real easy. And I said, now, do I have to get stuff to use just to power wash? Because I've seen like, I think I saw that with like Daniel's video or somebody else's video, that you have to like, you put this stuff in it. She says, you can. She says, or you can just use soap and water. She's like, you don't have to use anything serious, you know? She's like, they're fun to use. She's like, you'll die when you use them. She's like, it like really takes off like the grime. She's like, your patio will look like it's brand new. So I'm gonna either borrow that from her, but then somebody told me that there was an as seen on TV pressure washer. So if that's the case, I should look and see right now. I feel like my ear is clogged, like I can only hear like half out of this ear. Right, I mean, I'm hard of hearing in one ear anyway, but I feel like this is like I need to unclog my ear or something. As seen on TV pressure washer. Oh, pressure washer wand. Here it is. I think this is the thing that I looked at, but... Okay, wait. This one's 3.0. Okay, wait. Yeah, I want to get one of these. I'm going to order it. Is this the as seen on TV one? Goodbye smile. Well, he even shows them doing the driveway and everything. Very cool. I don't think this is it. I judged this pageant. And, God, this was like a couple years ago. This might have been that glitz pageant that I did. But anyway, for the girls, like the senior girls, because it was like all ages, for their evening gown, they played this song. I have this song stuck in my head. I have to tell you what it is. I must have dreamed about something to do with this pageant, because I have had this song stuck in my head like all night long. Where is the song? Okay, here it is. It's called Find a Way. I don't know how you pronounce this person. Bayje. But I've had this song stuck in my head literally the entire night. But they played that song when these girls came out, and it was just like an hour of these girls coming out in their evening gowns, and they just kept on playing that song over and over and over again. So, okay, Amazon. Let's go on Amazon and see if we can find this. As seen on TV pressure washer. I wish somebody would let me know which one that is, because I'm not seeing any come up that are saying that they're as seen on TV. But there's this one. I don't need a $34 one. I definitely don't need an $89 one. Twinkle Star Pressure Washer Gun. Saying the wand. But that one's $34. I don't think you probably need an expensive one, do you think? I don't see anything that's as seen on TV that's showing that, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna get that. It's not warm enough yet to do it anyway. But I'm gonna get that. I may just borrow hers. But you're right, that would make a really, like, that would make a good review video of something, you know, especially like it's timely too. What's the weather supposed to be? I know, like, starting is it next week that it's supposed to be nice? I think it's the end of next week. Let's see. It's supposed to be rain showers right now. Freeze warning. Rain showers right now. I don't see any rain. No, watch I say that and it'll start pouring down rain. Okay, today, I can't believe it's Friday. It's going to be 55 and 80% chance of rain. Let's see. Becoming partly cloudy and windy after some morning light rain. High around 55. Winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. And then tomorrow night, 27 degrees, a clear sky, near record low temperatures, low 27 degrees Fahrenheit, north winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour, decreasing to 5 to 10 miles per hour. It doesn't seem windy at all. Oh, it does seem kind of windy outside, I guess. Not super windy, but that tree's blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. And then Saturday, 55. See, this is what kills me with, like, weathermen, is when, it's raining men. Was that the Weather Girls? Was that the Weather Girls? Is that what their name was? Anyway, when you look on here, now you know I look on here like every day. And this is why I look every day, because it changes. And it says, oh, it's going to be 59. And then you look and they say it's going to be 51. And, like, that's a huge difference, right? So, because I don't remember 51 being on here. Ooh, we have an 80 in the future. Okay. So, Friday 55, Saturday 55, Sunday 59, cold weekend, Monday 51, Tuesday 58, Wednesday 63, Thursday 73, and then it goes 71, 71, 75, 75, 75, 77, 77, 80. I'm ready for it. But you know what's crazy is, then we're at Friday the 22nd of May. We're almost to June 1st. Like that, I mean, I know that that's 10 days away on here, right? But 10 days away will be like that before you know it. That's crazy to me. I guess I shouldn't borrow time since it's only on the 8th or whatever, right? But it just seems like life goes so fast. You know, I feel better, like, now that I got, you know, the majority of my money back for these trips and stuff, but now it's kind of like, it's weird. It's like, what do we do now? Like, do we just, like, I mean, I don't know, like, you know, like, Alex and I have kind of planned our lives around looking forward to, like, planning a trip or something like that, you know? And I was talking to my sponsor tonight, and she was like, have you, like, we were talking about vacation or something, and she was like, I don't know that I feel real comfortable getting on a plane right now. And I said, oh, I don't know that I do either. And she said something about, or was it Tanya that was telling me this, that if you want to book, like, a social distance ticket, which means, like, that you would have somebody in between you or something, I guess, I don't know, or you wouldn't, like, it'd be you and then not somebody else, that you have to pay extra for that or something. I don't know how the whole thing, like, how she was explaining it to me. I said, I don't know that I don't know when I'm going to feel comfortable being, like, back on a plane. You know, I don't know if it's going to be all of a sudden I'm just going to be like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm ready to go somewhere. Or, you know what I mean? Like, or if I'm going to be like, you know, enough people are traveling, I think I'm ready to do it now. Or if I think it's better to go now versus later, because a lot of people won't be traveling later. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know. And so I said to her, I said, well, Alex and I had kind of been talking about renting an Airbnb. Okay, well, part of that is every place I look at in Florida, and I don't know if this is that people have taken their Airbnbs, like, off the market right now, but, like, every place I've looked, I remember we were thinking about possibly Key West. Key West is not, like, one of my highlight spots. I really have no desire to go to Key West. But a couple years ago, we had looked at Key West because we were going to drive down from Miami for a couple days. And I remember there were like 30 houses that you could rent, and all of them had little pools, and they are all just these adorable little houses that you could rent. And they were not even like that extraordinary, you know, in prices. So when I got on there, and they all had little pools and stuff too, that, you know, like all, because I wouldn't rent a house down there without a pool, you know, in Key West, because, I mean, why would you, you know? So anyway, I was looking at all these places down there. I was looking at places down there, and when it first pulled it up on, it stopped. When I first pulled it up on Expedia, not Expedia, no, forget Expedia, I won't be using them again. When I first pulled the Airbnb up and I was looking at houses, it said like over 300 houses to rent in Key West, right? Okay, well, I only put 2 things in. Like, you can go in and you can put all these filters in, and I put 2 filters in. I put having a pool and having Wi-Fi, and it moved it down to 3. Now, I don't know if that's because all the rentals are taken right now. Well, this is for June, I looked. But Destin, Florida was the same way. There were like no rentals, and so I don't even know where we would rent, you know? So I don't really know what to do. And what is like right now? I mean, I would, to be honest, like, I feel like at some point going and staying at like a resort in like Mexico or something like that is probably just as safe. You know, if you're gonna go to like Miami, I'd rather go to like Mexico and just be on some resort by yourself than go to Miami. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go to Miami. The only thing with Miami is that I think if we went, we would go stay somewhere and just kind of like stay there and go to the beach. Stay there and go to the beach. Like, we wouldn't, you know, do a whole lot other than that. And then just like eat local, like right around there somewhere. So when things started opening up, but Florida's not a place that I'm like wanting to run to anytime soon. I don't know how I feel about it, you know? Maybe in 3 months I'll feel better about it. I want to go to San Diego to visit my brother-in-law, but that's like a trip that I feel like could wait. Like, I'm not in a hurry. Like, I would love to see Fufu and Jesse, but like out of all the places, like I want to go somewhere where I can like lay out on a beach first, you know? But like my sponsor and I were talking about that tonight. She's like, I don't want to lay out on a beach with a face mask on. I was like, no, I don't either. You know? The thing about, like, when we stayed at the Fontainebleau last time in Miami, there was enough space on the beach that you could be spread out from people 10 or 15 feet. You know, in Mexico, there were people next to us, but because we chose for there to be. Well, in Mexico, you could easily be 25 feet away from people, you know, and not be right next to them. Especially in June, there's not like a lot of people there. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how comfortable I feel like doing anything. And I think it's something that Alex and I are just gonna have to talk about, you know? But it was nice getting the money back for those trips, I will say that. I mean, and the other thing is that we have these flight vouchers now, you know? It's like, we have flight vouchers for a couple different trips that we can use. I don't know. I think we have like, we've got some flight vouchers to use, so that'll be nice for a while. You know, and there's a lot of trips that I could do. I mean, we could, but like, okay, like go visit Susie for a weekend, but I don't know like how comfortable Susie is having us even come there right now, you know, for a weekend. But the other thing is, like, if I'm gonna risk traveling, I like really want to be on a beach. Like, I miss having like been on a beach and whatever, but I'm just not real comfortable going out and doing it. Definitely not today. I mean, obviously, you know, but I don't know how comfortable I'll feel in a month. I don't know that I'll feel any less comfortable, you know, or any more comfortable, I guess I should say. So, you know, that's in a month from now, we would have to like plan it. I told Alex, I said, maybe we can combine an anniversary and a birthday trip together this year, you know, and for our anniversary, we usually go to Las Vegas in August. I don't know that I'm going to feel comfortable going to Las Vegas for quite some time. Or that may change, you know? I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about things right now. I think it's gonna have a lot to do with me, like, when they reopen things, and to see how people kind of, like, are, and, like, what the rates are, with, not, like, the payment rates, but, like, what happens with the numbers and stuff like that. It's scary, you know? And, but, like, I don't have any need to, like, jump to go do anything like that real quick, you know? So, and worst case scenario, you know, we just have a real lazy summer around the house. We have a pool down there we can use. I know that they're going to open the pool. They'll probably just put restricted weirdness around it. But our neighborhood does that anyway. Which I'm totally fine with, you know. Like I said, we can lay out on the back patio. That's private back here, you know. And we'll make the most of it, you know. I think like everybody else will. It'll be nice, you know. Alex will still have the summers or the weekends and stuff. I know Indianapolis is planning on being reopened by July 4th completely, like everything being back open. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens then, as far as like traveling and things like that. I don't know. I'm gonna go in and read some comments tonight, because I haven't done that the last couple nights. I feel like I'm in an echo chamber. Like my ears feel clogged. Okay. Magic Me said, I've been doing this thing where I go to bed earlier and then wake up later. I feel like that's not how how my system ought to work. That's funny. Well, Alex was doing the same thing. You know, he was going to bed at the beginning, like, he was sleeping like 10 and 12 hours a day. So, he cracks me up, playing this game on his phone constantly. I said, everybody thinks it's called Animal Crossing. What's it called? And he just looked at me and he goes, I've told you like 3 times. I go, I don't remember. What's it called? Town and Country? He goes, Township. Should I look it up and tell you guys what it's about? I have no idea. It's like he builds a town. Township game. Oh, there's even Township game hacks. Oh yeah, here it is. Township video game. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. So, it looks like, you guys can't see. It looks like this. See, it's like they build like little, like, towns and stuff. I know. So anyway, is it back to normal? Okay. Township is a free-to-play city-building game available on multiple platforms and was developed by Playrix. Township first became available as an Adobe Flash application on the social networking website Facebook. The game was released for iOS on February 24, 2012, and Google Play on November 24, 2013. So, there you go. What is this? I don't understand what that is. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. What was I saying? That was Animal Crossing. So, that was Animal Crossing. That was Township. I don't even know what I was talking about. I got on Twitter, and then I saw somebody's tweet, and then I was like, they showed like these houses, and I was like, are they moving? Like, I started trying to put it all together. It's stupid. This is why I don't need to be on social media, because it just wastes my brain. Okay. Cynthia said, instant smile, you had me at hello, hello, hello. Aww. Okay. Bunch of blue hearts, bunch of blue hearts. Lisa said, I love you like a fat girl loves cake because I love cake. Aww. I love cake too. Oh my god, I could go for a piece of like wedding cake right now with like thick wedding frosting on it. Amber said, is Alex playing Animal Crossing? When did he get a Switch? It's a huge effing thing, LOL. I have way over 300 hours put into the game and watch people all the time on YouTube play it also while I'm playing it. No, so it is this township thing, but this is funny because if you've like watched the vlog for a while, I said on here probably like when this whole thing started, I bought my iPad. Like I ordered my iPad, you know? Which, by the way, I have to tell you, was like the best purchase. Oh, it is starting to rain. Which was like the best purchase that I've invested in. I've used that thing every single day since we've been on this. I'm so happy I bought that iPad. I honestly, I don't know what I would have done through this whole thing without my iPad because I'm having such a hard time seeing now. I got my new readers. You guys want to see? I got 2 pairs of these from Amazon. The problem is, okay, now I like these, they're fine, but the problem is that the ones you get from like Amazon are such cheap quality that they don't last for readers. And I actually want this brand called, shoot, what is the brand called? Why am I going in there? I took a screenshot of it. They keep on showing up everywhere for me. Probably because I look at them and then they, you know. Do you know, like, have you ever noticed that? I think that's so weird. It freaks me out. Like, you look at something on Instagram, like, you'll hit the swipe up or the ad for something, and then all of a sudden you go to Facebook and there's the ad too. Like, that creeps me out. Okay, okay, oh, shoot. I know I took a screenshot of this. Oh, I'll tell you something else I'm really, really into right now. It's called Caddis. C-A-D-D-I-S. Our best-selling reading glass style Miklos. Crafted to crush age stereotypes. Get older, own it, see stuff, all styles. Block, blue light. I really, really want these. But they're $89. I'm kind of thinking about investing them anyway, because they're very cool. And I'm at a point now where watching my iPad, being on my phone, like reading comments is straining to me. But it also glares off the camera when I have them on, which is why I don't. So but I'm wearing my reading glasses a lot. When I'm in the house, like just like on the computer, like the whole time that I'm on the computer working, whether I'm, you know, doing bills, answering emails, reading emails, uploading videos, editing videos, no matter what I'm doing, I have my reading glasses on. If I'm watching my iPad, I've got my reading glasses on. If I'm like cooking something in the kitchen, I have to I have my reading glasses on. And she had told me the last time that I went to the eye doctor, she said, because my contacts, we went from a 2.5, is that what it was? Am I 2.5? 2.5 to 2.75 for my contacts and my glasses. And she said, we can go up, but you're gonna definitely need to have reading glasses to like balance it out. So I wear like 1.50 reading glasses. And the other thing that really sucks, and if you're my age, or I think there's some younger people that wear reading glasses too, but it's mostly like when you start getting older. The thing that really sucks is, you'll know what I'm saying, it's true if you've done it, it is literally like night and day. I mean, you put them on and it's like, oh wow, like everything is really clear. But the more you wear them, like if I wear them watching a show and I take them off, I can't go right to my phone. Like my phone is a blur. Like I have to keep them on. So you can't go back and forth, like, especially the stronger that they are, which 1.5 is like not really that strong for reading glasses, but they like strain my eyes. Like, I'll take my glasses off and my eyes like really like hurt sometimes. But anyway, I'd like to have like a nice pair or two that like when I go out to dinner or if I'm like on a vacation or something that I could have. They have some really cool ones at this website, so I may do that. But the other thing that I'm really into, I'm thinking about getting rid of a lot of my coffee mugs, because I have a lot of coffee mugs that I just don't use. Like, Alex and I are like really trying to kind of like clean and revamp and only have the things that we like the plastic cups, like getting rid of the plastic cups. Now, I have to tell you, I've kept the other plastic cups that I have in there, but like I haven't used them. So I'm thinking about ordering more like this, because I really like these, and getting rid of, like, if I get rid of 3, ordering 3. And getting rid of, like, the 3 that I have in there, and then getting rid of the ones that have, like, the palm trees on it, because why? Because, you know, I don't really use those that much anymore anyway. And, you know, giving them to, like, Goodwill or something like that. But I'm really into, right now, you guys, clay coffee mugs. I don't know what it is about them. Like, you know, like, ones that you almost get, like, at an art fair or whatever. I have them screenshot on here, the ones that I want. So I went through Etsy, and there's a couple. There's some on Amazon, but there's a lot on Etsy that I like. There's these 2. They're expensive, too. This one is 20, and this one is 15, and they literally look like somebody just did them on a pottery reel. Oh, then there's this one. She has this one mug on here, is, my God, it's $54. And then she has another mug that's $46. It has like a whale on it. She has really cool mugs. Her mugs, it's called 19th Street Potter. Oh, her mugs are beautiful. And she's from Surf City, New Jersey, and I have a bunch of hers copied. There's one that has a shark on it that I absolutely love. It's $46. I think $46 for a coffee mug is really outrageous, don't you think? But then Amazon has them too, and they're just like brightly colored ones. They have this one called Clay in Motion Medium Mug, and it's blue and like teal and like really dark blue. I'm gonna get it. I think it's $23.90 though. They're all of them expensive. I wonder why these clay mugs are so expensive. Do you know? But I think I'm going to order a couple of those because I really like these clay mugs. I think they're cool. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my new thing, is the clay mugs. I'm real into that. I don't know why I'm real into that. I started, like, thinking about it last night. Well, so my favorite mug of life, I have one coffee mug that is my absolute favorite coffee mug, and it's this blue mug that has a white sailboat on it, and I bought it from my mom. My dad, when I was growing up, he kept a boat, a sailboat, in Saugatuck, Michigan, and so my dad and I would go to Saugatuck, Michigan on weekends in the summer, and there was, here's another one that I can't remember. There was this coffee place there, God, I can see it on the street. So, when I was growing up and we would go to Saugatuck, Michigan now is supposedly like the Providence, which is like very gay, you know, the Providence of the Midwest. It's like cute little bed and breakfasts, and I think they have like a couple gay bars, and it's supposed to be really like gay family owned and friendly, you know, whatever. But that wasn't the case. I mean, I'm sure maybe it was, but that wasn't what Saugatuck was like when I was growing up. Saugatuck was very much just a towny town, of where they had a marina on the other side of the town. And then, so like we stayed at the marina, we showered at the marina and stuff like that. We had this like 37 foot, 37 foot, I don't know how big it was, sailboat. We would take it out. My dad's partner, his business partner, and his wife and kids had one, and they had a lot of friends that had boats up there. And so we would go up there for the weekend. It was a lot of fun, and we would go to this place called the Cove, and we would all anchor out, and, you know, it was just really fun, and we would eat out at night and stuff like that. But anyway, God, those were some of the best weekends ever. But there was this coffee shop, and my dad and I, like, we would go into town, and we would, like, go eat breakfast at this coffee shop. Well, if we didn't eat at the marina had, like, I remember it had really good breakfast, but it was very just, like, diner, you know? And, I need to talk to my dad and get like some of the names of these places. But we would go into town, and there was this one street that was like, we would eat breakfast in town, and there was this one street that I don't know why I just remember this. There was like this hotel there, and it had like, it was like like their only like main hotel, and they had a restaurant attached to it. And I remember we would go there with my dad's partner and his wife and kids. They had 2 little kids, and that were probably like 5 years younger than me, 5 and 7 years younger than me. And we would go to this restaurant. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember they had this salad bar, and the salad bar had like pizza and stuff on it. We would eat the salad bar, and it had these, I don't know why I just remembered it, but it had these like Swedish meatballs that I loved when I was a kid off the salad bar. And then there was this bar right next to it. My dad still tells this story to this day. And there was like this kind of rough bar, like dive. When I grew up, kids could go into bars. Like, if you were with your parents, like, they didn't question a kid being in a bar. I can't remember ever being questioned. And my dad took me into every dive bar. My dad loves dive bars. And so he would take me into these, like, rough, you know, like, we'd, like, be driving across country somewhere, and my dad take me in some, like, rough dive bar, and I'm, like, 6, right, or 7, you know? So anyway, we're playing there, and my dad is drinking with these guys, and they're playing Pac-Man. Well, I was obsessed with Pac-Man at the time, and I had, like, codes that you could, not codes, but, like, you know, different tricks and stuff that you did, and I could win, like, every game. So my dad, like, bet these guys that I was gonna win, and he's drinking, and they're drinking, and whatever, and these guys are winning. And my dad said I started playing, and like the codes were different or something, I don't know, like, you know, the tricks that you have were different, and I couldn't win on this machine. And my dad was so pissed. And he's like, I lost like $20 to each of these guys because my kid couldn't even win a game on Pac-Man. He was so pissed. But anyway, we went to this coffee shop. This coffee shop, oh my God, if I ever owned a coffee shop, this would be the coffee shop I owned. And you walked in, and it was literally like a coffee shop in like Amity, like in the movie Jaws. And like there was like this old ragged like oriental rug on the floor, and it was like all these like teak, like wood, kind of like wood floors and walls. There was this huge like, you know, sailor's bell when you walked in. It was all very nautical. Everything was nautical, you know? And then to the right was this huge wall that had like all of these like clay, like all different kind of clay mugs and clay this and plates and all kinds of stuff that you could buy and whatever. And like books, like local books that you could buy and whatever. Cause like one time I actually sold this on eBay, and I sold it for like $100. I couldn't believe it. It was this big red book, and it was, what do you call it? Like sunken ships in Lake Michigan, because Lake Michigan is really, really deep. And it was known to have like all of these sunken ships for, I don't know, but like it was like a limited edition kind of deal, this book. I kind of wish I had never given it up. But it really didn't show anything in there. Like it showed just, like drawings of these ships, and this local artist had drawn it, and then like the things they found. But Lake Michigan is supposedly like really treacherous and has had like a lot of big shipwrecks. And one of the shipwrecks that it had, why can't I remember what that boat is called? I've looked on here before, but at the marina that we kept our boat, they had this sunken ship there, and they had brought it in. Saugatuck. Oh, see, I'm like, as soon as I pull it up, it pulls up a picture of this white farmhouse, and it's so cute. And they would have, when you would like be on the water, you could see these white farmhouses that look like they belonged in like Georgia, but they'd be on like the side of a mountain that went down on dunes to the lake. It's beautiful. Holland, Michigan, that has the windmills, is beautiful. I looked at Hope College. It was up there. Of course, I didn't have a chance in hell of getting in there. Saugatuck. What was that? What I was looking up? Sunken ship. I can't remember what this ship is called, but it was like this huge, and they had it at the marina. Like we would run on it as kids. Like it had an entrance and an exit. Like you could just run like down one hall and come out the other, and it was like this huge ship. Shipwreck found off Saugatuck could be 180 years old. That's one of them. The Keewatin, here it is. Oh, and they even have a picture of it. Keewatin at Rest in Saugatuck. I don't know if you can see it here, but this is exactly what it looked like at the marina. This is actually at the marina. You can see it sitting there. And then we could run in one side and run out the other on the deck when we were kids. The SSS Keewatin is a passenger liner that once sailed between Port Arthur, Fort William, now Thunder Bay and Lake Superior, and Port Nickel on Georgian Bay, Lake Huron in Ontario, Canada. She carried passengers between these ports for the Canadian Pacific Railway's Great Lakes Steamship Service. Keewatin also carried package freight goods for the railway of these ports. That's so crazy, isn't it? But anyway, there was this coffee shop that was there, and I can't for the life of me. I've actually talked about it on here before. I'll have to ask my dad what it was called. So when you went back, and then there was like this big wood like counter where they would like make your coffee, and like, you know, they had the espresso machine and all that kind of stuff, right? And then in the back, they had all these stained glass windows, and it felt like you were, I don't even know how to explain it, but it felt like you were on the top part of a lighthouse, and they had bookshelves lining every wall, and all these books, and then they had like another, like, for some reason I remember it was like this like olive green, like big like, olive green, what do you call it, did you guys ever see the movie The Deep by Peter Benchley, the Jaws one? Oh God, I love that movie The Deep so much. Just the music and everything is so fantastic when they're staying at his place. I love that. But it had this big like olive colored, I don't know how I remember that, Oriental rug. And then there were bookshelves, and then there were like these like big chairs, leather chairs, and like cushioned chairs that people could just sit there and read and drink coffee. I always got tea back then. I was such a tea drinker when I was a kid. I don't remember why. But it was called like the Coffee Stop or something. But my dad must have been like around Mother's Day or something. I don't know what it was for, but I said, my dad was like, you need to buy your mom something, or buy your mom something if you want. So I did, and I bought her these 2 mugs. And they were these blue stone like clay mugs, and actually, do you guys want it? This is so funny because I looked it up last night on here, and I found they call them vintage on here, clay blue. I have them inside, blue sailboat mug, and I could not believe I found one of them on here, and it was like really expensive though. Oh, no. It was really expensive, and then it was also, where is it? I can't believe I found it last night. Now I can't find it. I wish I could remember what this coffee place was called, but I don't remember. Blue sailboat coffee mug. How did I just find this last night? It's not on here now. Oh my God, here it is. I can't believe it. So if you've seen, I've used this in some of my mugs. This is also the coffee mug that this is on Pinterest. This is also the coffee mug that oh, is that the same? Oh, it says Otagari. I don't know what the brand is. But anyway, if anybody knows who this brand is, I would love to know. But this is also, oh my God, look at that mug. They have all kinds of cool mugs on Pinterest, but this is the mug that I bought my mom. This is the exact mug that I bought my mom. I have it inside the house right now. Is that not crazy? Look at that. It's also the book that I wrote this into my book too. So in my book, that's the coffee mug that the mom drinks. Is that not crazy? And I bought 2 of those at this coffee shop in, does Pinterest ever put any like information on where to get stuff? Oh, it's on an Etsy shop. I'm sure it's not available on this Etsy shop. No. Sold. Vintage sailboat sailing speckled stoneware mug. See item details. I want to see item details. Vintage sailboat sailing speckled stoneware mug. Blue, white, beach house, seagulls, coffee cup, tea cup, blue and white. Um, it's so crazy. It's the exact same mug. I mean, even inside, I'm looking at it. It's the exact same mug. So weird. I wish it would have like the brand of what it is on here, though. The item sold on September 20 or 14th, 2018. I wonder if... I wish I could remember what that coffee shop in Saugatuck was called. But anyway, my dad and I had such good weekends up there. We had so much fun. It stopped again and I didn't know it. If somebody remembers me, what that coffee shop was called, back in the day, I would really, really like to know. What is this? Hold on a second. Okay. This is kind of like a history of Saugatuck, Michigan. Originally a lumber town in Port Saugatuck, along with the adjacent city of Douglas. So that city of Douglas is, I think, where we were. Is it like not recording right? Okay. In the early 20th century, Saugatuck was home to the famous Big Pavilion, a large dance hall that attracted bands and visitors from across the Midwest. The building was a popular destination on Lake Michigan from its construction. That was like right when you turned into the city, if I remember correctly. In 1909, until it burned down on May 6, 1960. Well, I guess not. I guess I wasn't there then for that. Today, tourists are drawn to the art galleries, harbor, marina, scenery, unusual stories, the view from atop Mount Bald Head, and tourist attractions, as well as Oval Beach on Lake Michigan, which enjoys a worldwide reputation. Nearby are Saugatuck Dunes State Park and Allegan State Game Area as the city of Holland. Okay, history. It said something about restaurants in here. I wanted to see what it said about in the 1980s. Tourism. God, this is so weird seeing some of these pictures. Oh my God, I forgot all about the ferry. The Saugatuck Chain Ferry, hand-cranked vessel, departs from Wicks Park and takes tourists from the town side of the river to the other shore for the walk to the beach, historical museum, or the climb of the stairs. Where do they still have the marina? That's so crazy. Since the 1970s, Saugatuck and neighboring Douglas have been popular as a tourist destination for gay and lesbian tourists from the Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, and Grand Rapids area, as well as other Midwestern urban areas. It has even been nicknamed by some as Fire Island or Provincetown. I said Providence, I meant Provincetown, of the Midwest. It says since the 70s. I'm not sure that that was the case. I remember it being pretty, not that. I don't remember it being real liberal back then. Dining ideas for, okay, I wish... This is Uncommon Coffee Roasters. I don't know. I'll have to ask my dad what that called. The little coffee shop was so cute. It would be so much fun, wouldn't it? To own like a little coffee shop with a bookstore inside of it. It was always kind of my dream. Like if I had like tomorrow, if I had like $10 million and it didn't like really matter like what I did, you know? And I could just like enjoy my life and, you know, just open something that it didn't matter if it made business or not, you know? Which is kind of why I love the books, Camino Island and Camino. Do you see how long my hair is? My hair is so long, I'm tucking it behind my ears now. Which is kind of why I love the books, Camino Island and Camino Winds by John Grisham. Because they're about a guy that owns a bookstore in this Camino Island, right? And, like, if I could just do whatever I wanted to do, like, I would love to open, like, a bookstore, combination bookstore, like, coffee shop. Like, that's always been, like, my big dream. I mean, I've dreamed to be, like, a writer. I would do that, too. You know, like, write books while I did that. And, of course, I would keep up the YouTube because I love doing YouTube. But, like, if I could do anything, like, I would have, like, a little coffee shop with a bookstore. I don't know what I would call it. I can see, like, in the middle of it, it has, like, and it would have this, like, little, what do you call it, spiral staircase that went to, like, a second floor where there was, like, also, like, a little roof area where I'd have, like, 4 tables and, like, a little coffee nook out there on the roof, or if it on, like, nice summer days, you could sit outside and have a bunch of plants and, like, an upstairs, like, you know, like, a rooftop, like, garden. I would love that. And then in the winter and the fall, it'd be like, you know, when it was raining and snowing outside, I'd have like a fireplace in there. And I just think that would be so cool. I guess I could do it someday. And I say that, but I've never really looked into it. I think also, like, what's the chance that a coffee shop bookstore is really going to make that much money? You know what I mean? I don't know. I wouldn't even know thing one about starting that. I think it'd be fun though. I'd have like great mysteries in there that you could read, you know, and like I love vintage books, even though I don't read them a lot, but I love like vintage books from like, you know, the 40s and the 50s, like the pulp novel 50 copies. You can get them like at half price books and stuff like that. They have them in there. Some of them are expensive and some of them aren't, but I have a couple of them in the basement. And they're very cool, like books that my grandma would have read, you know, and although she read mostly Harlequins, but I think that would have been kind of fun back in the day too. Or I think that would be fun to have like a bunch of like vintage books and photography books and, you know, just all different kinds of stuff in there, all different kinds of teas. I think that was the thing I was so mesmerized by when I was a kid, is I would go in there and I remember I would want to have tea, and my dad would always just get a coffee, you know, and they would have this box that I could open and I could pick any tea bag out that I wanted, and I would like rifle through there and look at the tea bags and stuff, you know. Just so fun. I don't know that if there was a fireplace in there or not, or if I just remember there being like lots of candles and stuff. I feel like there was a fireplace in the back, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Those were great summers. Those were great summers. Those were like the weekends that we would go up there. It's like a 4-hour drive from Indianapolis. And my dad would stop at, you know, the bookstore on the way, and he would say, you can buy like any book that you want to buy. And I remember one weekend I always thought, maybe it's to Chicago that I did this, I don't remember, but I bought the James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the Glass Elevator, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the Glass Elevator. I bought the whole, like, I can't think of what his name is, the guy that wrote those books, but we would like stop at the bookstore, and my dad would say, okay, you can get something for the whole weekend. And one weekend I bought these. Is it Beverly Cleary that wrote that, Dear God, It's Me, Margaret? Are you there, God, It's Me, Margaret? Is it Beverly Cleary who wrote that? Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure it is. Judy Blume. So I bought this like Judy Blume box. I would always buy like the box set. There was like 4 of them in there. It was 4th of July weekend, and I remember that because like the Cove was packed, and so the sailboats were all kept on one side of the marina, and the other side was kept like where the motorboats were and stuff. And then we would go out there, and you would like link together with like 4 or 5 boats, and you guys would just like climb all over each other's boats. It was real fun. Well, I don't know how, but like we were leaving late that day. And my dad's partner at that point, when like they went through different boats, but at one point they had like this huge crisscross, like 3-story motorboat, and they had like a little whaler that they would like take in like to the shore and stuff with it. And so we were supposed to meet up with them, but we got started late. Well, there was this other guy that he and his wife were out there, and they were probably at the time, I would say like late 50s, early 60s, and they had like this houseboat. And I remember he was very like, I don't know how I remember this, just except for these like few flashes, but he was very like Hawaiian shirt and toupee kind of thing, right? And something had happened, and they got in some like huge fight out there or something, and she had nobody else to go with, so like, and she was drunk or something, and so she ended up on our boat. I don't know how. And so she I think I've shared this story on here before, actually. So, you know, you have to go down this long canal to get to the cove. And then the cove was like the last place before you would go down this other long area to go out to Lake Michigan, where it's very choppy. So everybody just parked their boats in this cove. And this cove was like, the water was, I mean, Lake Michigan is notoriously freezing cold. The cove was like really, really warm, and it was shallow. So if you came in there, you couldn't go like too far. If you were like, you know, like a deep boat, like a sailboat like we had, you couldn't go in too far, right? So we're out there, and this guy is on his, anyway, so she's down below. She's not out on top, right? And she's drunk. And I looked down, and she had opened my books and was reading, or had taken one of my books out or something, and was reading Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. I don't know how I remember this, okay? My dad must have made a joke about it at some point. But anyway, so, and it's just me and my dad. And he's now, like, my dad is feeling pretty isolated from the group because they're all partying, and my dad's over here with a kid and this drunk woman in the basement whose husband has left her, right? And he's like 3 boats away, going by, waving to us as she sticks her head out, and he's got all of these young topless girls on his boat, and she, and she's like sobbing, and she like ran back down. Oh my God. My dad must have told that story a couple of times, which is why I remember it. I don't know how else I would remember that story, but I can see her. And I thought to her, those are my books. I was so mad. I was like, oh my God, she's ruining my books. I was so mad. Anyway. Do you ever like have like childhood friends like you've never seen them like ever again, and you wonder what happened to them? I had this little girlfriend up there. I can remember her. She had like a little Dorothy Hamill haircut, and I swear to God, I think her name was Tanya, and Tanya or something like that. So her parents had like a really nice like motorboat, and I do remember she was from Chicago. And we were like exactly the same age. And like the first summer we became friends. There's not a lot to do like in these places. Like if you're not on a boat, you're like in a, what do you call it? In a spot. What do you call it? I can't even think of what that's called now. But anyway. And so all we would do is just run around the marina. There was nothing, there was like a little store in the marina where you could buy gum and candy, and there was like a woods, and you could like run on top, and there was like, we just run up and down the piers, you know? There was nothing to do for kids, but that was enough. That was fun, and we would go say hi to people. And I mean, like, they're all boat people, and there's just tons of action all the time. It's really fun, you know? I cannot remember how old I was when my dad got the sailboat. I think, well, he got the sailboat before my parents got divorced. But he moved it from Lake Monroe in Indiana, which is like southern Indiana. No. That was a different boat he had. So he got this boat and put it in Saugatuck, and because he would take it up to Chicago by himself and stuff. I think back on how dangerous it was by himself. But anyway, he would go on these treacherous storms. So he had that from the point that my parents got divorced until after my stepmom and he got together. So I probably stopped going when I was 12 or 13 up there. But this girl and I, she and I were friends probably from 7, like every summer, up until like 12 or 13. And I can remember like the first time I would go up there every summer, my dad would be like, there's your friend. And he would like always tease me. He'd be like, there's your girlfriend. And she would come running, and, you know, she would say, hey, Dr. Monn. And he would say, hey, how are you doing? Whatever her name was. I have to ask my dad if he remembers. And she and I would run around and stuff like that, and we used to have so much fun. My dad's partner's kids, like, I remember them being, like, so, like, really young, like, because, you know, I mean, if I started going up there when I was, like, 7, they were, like, how many years apart are they? I think they're, like, 3 or 4 years apart. So if I was 7, they were like 2 or 3, and then like maybe not even born yet? That can't be right. Because they were both born when my parents got divorced. So my dad's partner's wife was my mom's best friend her entire life. Probably besides Susie, because Susie, you know, well, and her friend Diane, but like her adult life, that was like her best friend always. But So anyway, they were always really young when we were up there, and I can just remember them always having life jackets on, these like white ski life jackets that they would always run. One wore red and one wore white, and I can remember it would like, they would just like, we would be in the cove, and they would just like walk off the edge of the, I mean, we're all just like docked, right? That's the word I was looking for. But they would just like walk off like the back of the dock and stuff like that. I think back about that, it's so funny. We would just like all just like wade out there. A lot of us would wear those, you know, just for fun and stuff. God, those were such fun days. But I can remember we would get up in the morning, and then my dad and we would get up real early, and I can remember the sound of the clinking. I still love this to this day. And actually, this is, okay, so when we stayed at, when Alex and I stayed in Miami at the, I just said that, hotel. Why can't I think of what it's called anymore? You guys, I feel like this anxiety of just being at home all the time is like making me like not remember things. What is the hotel? I just was talking about it. Oh God, I cannot believe I have to look this up. I know it starts with an F. Fontainebleau. I didn't even get to it before I looked it up. Didn't even get to it. But anyway, when we were, like, the windows, because we would sleep with, like, the windows open, and, behind us were, like, sailboats, and you could hear, like, if you ever slept on a sailboat or near a sailboat, you'll know what I'm talking about. It sounds like a flagpole, and it's the sails going back and forth in the wind, like, you could, like, not out, obviously, but when they're wrapped together, and you can hear, like, the cords hitting it. And like at night when you sleep, it goes back and forth. And that sound, I think that's why I always loved the movie Jaws 2 over Jaws 1, because it was like everybody running around on like the piers and stuff like that, that movie reminds me a lot of like when I was growing up. That whole beginning scene all reminds me of that. And so we would sleep like that, and then I can remember we had that little V berth, you know, area, and then my dad would sleep back there, and like I would either sleep back there or I would have like this like the bed area in front, like he would make that out for me, and like this, like it was 2 couches, and then you like put these wood slats over. This was crazy, and either he would sleep up there, or we would switch it up sometimes, but like, and it smelled like mildew. Like these boats always smell like mildew, right? So it had like these 2 couches, but then it had these 2 slats, and then you could fold it over, and then you would put like a sheet on top of it. It was not comfortable. And it had this little itty bitty bathroom door. Oh my God, I hated that bathroom. And I can remember like if you had to like go to the bathroom, be like in that bathroom going like this, if you were like out on the lake, you know? And like when you're like walking down the stairs to get to the, if you guys have ever been on a sailboat for a long period of time, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it was fun. My dad loved it. We used to eat like raw hot dogs and saltines. My dad loves those Kipper Snaps. He still does to this day, which are those little sardines that come, you know what I mean? He would eat those. Oh God. Anyway. And beef jerky, we ate beef jerky like nobody's business. And I also remember that the Coke cans, like, and I would get Mr. Pibb and stuff in Michigan, you could return for 3 cents. And so I would like, my friend and I, my little good Judy, I can't remember what her name was, but she and I would collect cans, and that's how we would like make some money in the summer. But anyway, we would get up in the morning, and then we would like go to the marina, because like up at the marina they had like a little restaurant, a little store. They had like 2 stores. They had a store where they would sell like shampoo and laundry detergent. There was also like a laundromat right there, but there was also a big laundromat in town. And then that laundromat had like 6 machines total or something like that. 3 dryers and 3 washers, you know? But it had like a little store in there where you could buy little stuff. But then they also had a store where it had like everything to do with boats. And I remember I always thought that store was so boring. They never had anything fun in there. Except for the keys that were made. I love the keychains. I want to get one of those. The keychains that were made out of the material that the life jackets were made out of. Do you know what I'm talking about? We used to always have those like everywhere. So, and my dad, since he lives on a lake now, he still has like all that kind of stuff out there. But they would have ropes and boats and covers and all that kind of stuff in this other store, and I thought it was real boring. Then they had this diner. This diner was literally just like chair table. I mean, it was a very simple diner, but I remember the food was really good. And then they had like public showers and stuff. So we would go in and we would take They were like, just like basically like gym showers. And I can remember we would go in there and like take showers and get like ready for the day. And then we would go over, and I can remember like, I'd have like that little black comb thing combing my hair, you know, in the bathroom, and we would go in and we would eat breakfast, my dad and I, and then we would go into town and we would get coffee, and sometimes we would go into town to eat, like after we would make that, not with the boat, we would drive over. And then, I mean, we were getting up early. We were getting up at like 6 in the morning. I don't even, like, that's crazy to me back then that we were doing, but we were probably going to bed at like 8 or 9, you know, whatever. And I can remember, you know, like the adults, like I would go to bed. So sometimes the reason why I would sleep in the V berth and my dad would sleep out in the other areas, because like I would go to bed and like the adults would stay up and drink and stuff, you know. And I can remember, because where I would sleep in the back there was like a little hatch, and so like the hatch would open and let air in. It was so hot on that sailboat. We had those clip fans, you know, and stuff. And I could sit there and I could like listen to the adults like here, like they would, because they would all bring like chairs and sit on the, you know, the pier, and tell stories and whatever and talk like while the kids were asleep. Fun. I had some great summers up there. I had some really fun times, and so fun. But I still can't remember what the coffee shop is called. I guess it wasn't, I guess it was never meant to be that I can't remember what the coffee shop is. Coffee Stop, maybe, something like that. I know I have said it on here before, because I usually remember it, and I can't believe that I can't remember it right now. But you know the little town in Murder, She Wrote? That's like, which I haven't seen forever. I should start watching that show. I loved that show. That's very much what Saugatuck kind of reminds me of. It's really cute. Kind of also like, you know, where Dawson's Creek was filmed, which I think is like Wilmington, Delaware. It kind of reminded me of that. It's a really cute town. If you live in the Midwest and you want to get away for a weekend, you should go try Saugatuck. It's adorable. It's really, really cute. And they have a little bed and breakfast that you can stay up there and stuff, I've heard, and whatever. So you should check it out. Maybe Alex and I will go up there for the week. Okay, the battery died. I didn't even see it flash in, but it did. So, but anyway, what I was going to say was, God, it's hot. What I was going to say was that maybe Alex and I will go up there sometime. I don't know. I've kind of mentioned to Alex a couple times about going to Michigan. And he doesn't act like, I mean, he's always like, yeah, if you want to. But he doesn't act like he has any, like, real desire to go. But I also don't think that, like, he really knows, like, how much fun it can be, like, as a beach city. There's a lot of really beautiful places in Michigan, you know? So I don't know, maybe we'll try that sometime. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Anyway, it is time for me to, it is late, so I'm gonna get off here. I thought I just saw the light go on. I was like, did Alex just get up to go to the restroom? I'm gonna get off here now, and I don't know how long this is, probably a little bit shorter than usual, but I will come, I'll try to do it a little bit longer tomorrow night. Yeah. And I have a lot of the P.O. box stuff that has been delivered from time to time since all this has been going on that I haven't shown. So maybe tomorrow I will show all the P.O. box stuff. Well, what do you think about that? Should I? Should I not? I was gonna say let me know in the comment section below, but by the time that I would be filming that, I probably wouldn't even... Well, yeah, because I post it like right away when I get up. But anyway, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So anyway, let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. And, is there anything else? Is there anything else? No, I think that's it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening tonight and watching. If you made it this far, please put a blue heart in the comment section below for the Wolf Pack, all of us over here, the Wolf Pack. And also make sure that you please leave a bunch of colorful emojis for all the essential workers out there, so that when they come through, they can see all the colors and they're like, oh, that's for me, and all of the first line responders and everybody and their families. I really appreciate it, as I know we all do, your service. And let's see what else. If you could give this video a big thumbs up, I would really, really appreciate it. The more likes I get on the videos, it means a lot to me. And please make sure that you're still subscribed to my channels. I'm getting a lot of people telling me that they're getting unsubscribed to my channels. So please just make sure that you still are. Just check from time to time. I'd appreciate it. And let's see what else. I think that's it. So I hope you guys are having, can you believe it's Friday already? Tomorrow night, Friday night dance party from the driveway, Diet Cokes and all. Anyway, I don't know how much dancing I'll be doing. But, so, anyway, happy Friday. Hope you guys are having an amazing Friday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something as much fun as you possibly can while you're stuck inside, if you are, on this, you know, beautiful Friday afternoon or evening. And do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or next week or next year or 60 years or 69 years from now. And also, let's see. What's the next thing? I'm like forgetting a lot tonight. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you matter. Do all your daily affirmations every single day. And, you know, every night before you go to bed and every morning when you get up, say today or tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. And I can start my day over whenever I want. Today I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. I'm going to have this day be, you know, filled with laughter and success. And I'm just going to see everything with a positive attitude today. And if I get off track, I'm going to pull myself over to the side. I'm going to say, you're going to start your day over because you're exchanging a day of your life for today. And, you know, like the little thing that I used to read back in the day, which I think I should read that on here again, the just for today. Maybe I'll just read it right now as I sign off. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody today and let them know how much they mean to you. And, you know, just call them up and say, hey, I just want to let you know how much you mean to me. And, I'm thinking of you and I hope you're getting through things. Also practice random acts of kindness and don't tell anyone. What is it? I don't think it's called just for today. Maybe it is. No. Oh no, it's called a new beginning, a new day. Here it is. Practice random acts of kindness, but like I always say, don't tell anybody. Just do it to put good out there in the world, to be a kind, compassionate, good person. And yeah, I think that's it. So I want to leave off with this because this is one of my favorite inspirational readings. And it's called A New Day. And it's actually by Hartsill Wilson. Heartsill Wilson, Wilson. And when I worked in treatment, we read this every single day as we started the new day. And this is how it goes. I love this. The beginning of a new day. This is the beginning of a new day. God has given me this day to use as I will. I can waste it or use it for good. What I do today is very important because I'm exchanging a day of my life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever. Leaving something in its place, I have traded for it. I want it to be a gain, not a loss. Good, not evil. Success, not failure. In order that I shall not regret the price I paid for it. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! I had to come back on here, yes, to say one more goodbye and I love you, but also because I was sitting here and I was searching The Deep, the movie to watch, and I don't know why it was that movie that pulled it out of me, but I was like, the Stone Mug. That was what the coffee shop was called back in the day. And that is so funny because I was sitting here and I was talking about clay mugs and stone mugs, and I think when I read that about my mom's coffee cup, I even said it said stone mug in there or something, and I'm like, the Stone Mug. I can't believe I had totally forgot that's what the coffee shop was called, the Stone Mug. Isn't that such a cool name? Anyway, I just had to come back on here and say that. Goodbye. Love you. Bye. Bye. Love ya. Bye. Bye.